Since our birth, we experience that our mind is always flickering. From the very apparent activities of mind, it seems that the mind is always wandering. But it is not so. We have to understand the nature of our mind. Sometimes we compare our mind with monkeys, with honeybees, with flies, and so on. And we try to concentrate our mind. We try to make our mind steadfast. We make our mind steady. We put too much effort to concentrate our mind on a specific object. And we do so many things to fix our mind. But what we experience, the more we resist, more it persists. All these things happens due to our misunderstanding, due to our limited knowledge about our mind. For example, we say the nature of honeybees is always flying and humming. But you cannot judge a honeybee in that way. From the flying, you cannot say the nature of the honeybee is flying. Honeybee flies only to find out a honeyed flower so that it can draw out honey and store it in honeycomb. But the moment it returns to its honeycomb, it becomes peaceful, it becomes restful. So the nature of honeybee is not flying or humming. The moment it finds a flower, a honeyed flower, it alights on it and settles peacefully over there. I am giving another example. Baby cries, and we say the nature of the baby is to cry, but it is not so. Baby doesn't know why he or she is crying, but the moment the baby finds the lap of his mother, finds her mother, he or she becomes restful, becomes peaceful, becomes happy and stop crying. So, from the very apparent activities of something, you cannot judge that something in that way. Yes, from the apparent activities, it seems to be that the nature of mind is very flickering, very wandering. It seems to be that. But mind doesn't know why it is flickering, why it is wandering. But our Muni Rishis, our days scientists experimented on that. Mind is seeking its source, from where it came, from where it was originated. For thousands of years, for thousands of birth and death, the mind has been trying to find out, mind is trying to locate its source, from where it was originated. After thousands of years of world in the birth and death cycle, mind is still whirling, wandering, flickering to get back to its source. The man of wisdom knows the source of mind, and he very intuitively and intelligently direct his mind to its source. He is able to direct his mind to its source, and once he has done it, his mind becomes peaceful, becomes restful. Mind becomes his friend. That is the power of our ancient Munis and Rishis. And what I am saying, all these things are already mentioned in Bhagavatam, in Veda, in Brahma Puran, in all the Eastern mystics. This technology of mind is mentioned. Once mind is settled in its source, the mind will never flickers or wanders. This has to be understood. Then the problem in mind will never come. Stress, strain, suffering is everywhere. We are trying to find out pleasure in a very transitory things, very temporal things. Very quickly it glides by. Again we try to find out something pleasurable. But in this process, we are in a trap. We trapped ourselves, we trap our mind. Our minds become trapped. This is not the process. Mind cannot be happy in a transitory pleasures. What is the source of mind? The source of mind is the field of ultimate consciousness, the field of super consciousness, the field of transcendental consciousness. From there, mind is originated. From there, mind has come. Once you are able to direct the mind to that field of transcendental consciousness, super consciousness, the mind becomes steady, mind becomes steadfast, mind becomes your friend. This is the technology. If you understand it and if you implement it practically, then you will be the winner. Then you can achieve anything in your life. You can achieve even the peak of the Everest. Only you have to understand scientifically and implement it practically. This is the only way out, and there is no other way out. Skipping up from here to there, hopping from here to there to satisfy the mind, it will bring no result, and you are experiencing the result in our planet. Everywhere stress and strain and suffering. It is all due to our ignorance. Due to our ignorance. This is the right time. We should break free from the paradox of the mind. Don't try to concentrate. Don't try to contemplate. Don't try to resist it. The more you resist, more it persists. Only understanding is enough, and then second, implementing. Okay, my dear friends, I do hope you will learn the mechanics of our own mind and you will implement in your life, and you can do all that things only when you learn the transcendental consciousness, when you learn to contact or connect the field of transcendental consciousness. Namaste, good night, see you again. Thank you.